Welcome to The Explainer. Now, if you're a Hindi speaker who's learning English, you know exactly what I'm talking about. That sentence structure, it just feels, well, backwards, right? It can feel like you're trying to solve a puzzle with a million pieces. But what if I told you there's a master key to solve the whole thing? See, this slide right here gets to the heart of it. In Hindi, it's natural to say, मैं घर जाता हूँ. You have the subject, the object, and then the verb right at the very end. But English flips it around. The verb jumps into the middle, I go home. And that one little switch is why it can feel so tricky at first. It's like your brain has to constantly rewire the order of your thoughts. But what if that whole struggle was based on a misunderstanding? What if, instead of tons of confusing structures and exceptions, the entire English language was actually built on just 5 simple, unbreakable rules? Well, that's what we're going to do today. We're here to hand you the keys to finally and confidently unlock English grammar. So, here's our roadmap. We're going to look at these 5 golden rules, see how they work with different kinds of sentences, and then put it all together. By the time we're done, you're going to be the code breaker. Okay, let's dive in. The 5 golden rules. I want you to forget everything you've heard about memorizing dozens of different tenses. These 5 principles, they're the only master key you're ever going to need.
Just this number, 5. That's it. 5 rules that work every single time.
And this, right here, is the core promise. These rules have 0 exceptions. Think of them like the laws of physics, but for English sentences. If a sentence breaks one of these rules, it's just not a correct English sentence. Period. You master these, you've mastered the foundation. So let's start cracking the code with the first 2 rules. You're going to see these everywhere. They deal with sentences that are either continuous, meaning they're happening right now, or perfect, meaning they're already complete. All right, golden rule number 1. It's so simple. If an action is ongoing, if it's in progress, if it's continuous, then the main verb absolutely has to end in ing. You know, like running, talking, thinking. There is no way around this. If you see or hear an ing verb, the action is continuous. And just look at how clean this pattern is. You've got your subject, then a helping verb like am or was to tell you when it's happening, and then your main verb with ing to show the action is ongoing. I am going. He was calling. See? The core structure just doesn't change. Okay, on to rule 2. This one is for actions that are perfect, which is just a fancy way of saying they're complete. For these sentences, you always need 2 things: a helping verb, has, have, or had, and the third form of the main verb. You know, the past participle, like go, went, gone, or eat, ate, eaten. That third form is your clue that the action is done.
And this is what's so cool about this rule. Look how it works across different times. I have studied is a completed action connected to right now. He had finished was completed sometime in the past. And they will have reached is an action that will be completed in the future. But in every case, that core pattern, have plus the third verb form, it stays exactly the same.
You with me? Okay, let's build on that with our next 2 rules. These are all about the future and about those special little verbs called modals. You know, words like can, could, should, and must. They add all sorts of meaning like possibility or obligation. Now, these 2 rules are basically twins. They follow the exact same logic. Rule 3 says that any sentence about the future that uses will or shall must be followed by the basic first form of the verb, the V1. So I will go, not I will going. And Rule 4 says the same thing is true for all those modal verbs. You must use the base form. Think about it. You'd never say I can to go, right? Of course not. You'd say I can go. It's simple, it's clean, and yep, you guessed it, no exceptions. So what happens when we want to flip the sentence around? You know, what if we don't know who did the action? Or maybe we just don't really care? Well, that's when the object of the sentence gets to be the star of the show. And that, my friends, is the passive voice. And that brings us to our 5th and final golden rule. Whenever a sentence is passive, the main verb, the action word, must be in its third form. The same form we used for the perfect tense. So, For example, you wouldn't say the letter was right, you'd say the letter was written. Take a close look at these examples. In we are taught, who's doing the teaching? A teacher? We don't know, it doesn't say. The focus is on us, the people receiving the action. And notice that in every single case, present, past, and future, the main verb is in that third form. Taught, given, scolded. The rule just works. Every time. Okay, now for the truly amazing part, the big finale. These 5 rules don't just work on their own. They actually combine. They stack together like little Lego bricks to build even the most complicated English sentences. And the secret ingredient, the magic glue that holds them all together, is one tiny little verb, be. This is where it all clicks into place. Take a complex sentence like, you will have been waiting. It looks tricky, but it's just our rules working in a perfect chain. First, the future rule kicks in. It needs will plus the first verb form, so we get will have. Next up, the perfect rule. It needs have plus the third verb form, so the verb be steps in and becomes its third form, been. Now we have been. And finally, the continuous rule needs a verb with ing, so we get waiting. See that? Each rule is satisfied, one after the other. The verb be is like a chameleon, changing its form to connect the chain without breaking a single rule. It's not magic, it's just a perfect logical system. So here's the bottom line, the big takeaway. The reliability of this system isn't 98% or 99%. As you can see right here, it's 100%. These 5 rules have 0 exceptions. If you follow them, your sentence structure will be correct every single time. So I want you to stop thinking of these as annoying grammar rules you have to memorize for some test. Start thinking of them as your personal toolkit. They are the fundamental building blocks that you can use to construct clear, correct, and confident English sentences every single time you open your mouth to speak or sit down to write. The code is officially broken. The structure of English isn't some random, confusing puzzle anymore. It's a logical system, and now you hold the 5 master keys. So the only question left is, what are you going to build with them? Go out there and start practicing. You've totally got this.